Today I'm going to give you a complete tour of the Orlando Science Center, going from the first floor all the way to the fourth. And they also just opened up their new dome theater, so we're going to show you some of the highlights of that too. So let's start with the first floor and work our way up. The very first floor just opened up about a year ago, a new life exhibit. So there's going to be all kinds of animals down here. And if you look at the daily schedule for the Science Center, they do have a time in the afternoon where they feed the gators. And down here it goes into three separate areas. So you have a swamp section, an ocean section, and rainforest. So the swamp section here, it's pretty small, but it has a cute couple of animals. Our favorite is this owl over here. It's pretty hilarious. I believe it's a she. There's two of them. One kind of stays buried underneath and the female stays up here, and she just looks ticked off. These were burrowing owls, and then I can't remember the exact type of squirrel, but right across are a couple of squirrels that can roam around. And there's a couple of different interactive books that are really neat. You can see the projection up above, and then when you turn the page, it completely changes. The filming of this video was done on 2 separate days. The first one was actually pretty busy because it was during spring break, and the other was just the beginning of summer here. It wasn't too bad on a weekday, but at least you're not waiting in long lines like at the theme parks, and you're inside. So this second part is the ocean here, and there's a huge tank where you can see all kinds of fish and even a baby shark. My son named one of them Doodle and Arky. I don't know if anyone knows that YouTube channel, but it's a puffer fish and a shark just like in the tank. And then there is a touch tank, and honestly the workers here are very educated on the animals, how to be gentle with them. Some of them even camouflage really well. They really did a good job with this part with the renovation. It was completely different last time. It was more open, but I just like how nice everything looks, and the addition to the touch tank's pretty cool. And there's a lot of hands-on and interactive type things all throughout the Science Center. So this next part is the rainforest section, and sometimes you have to wait just a couple of minutes, no big deal, but you walk around. There is a sloth that you can sometimes see up above. There's some monkeys, there's turtles, all sorts of birds, and a couple of different rodents as well as fish. This is probably our favorite section, and sometimes you get to see the animals a little bit more up close depending on when you visit. You never know who you're gonna see. And again, the workers do a great job, so if you have any questions about any of these critters, then I would definitely ask them. And if you have any questions for us also, please leave that down below. We have a membership, so we've had 2 years so far going to the Science Center. So the last thing here on the first floor is the brand new dome that just opened up. It was closed for, I believe, about a year. Originally, it opened in 1997, and they just did a complete transformation. So they upgraded new projection systems to 8K resolution. They added larger, more comfy seats, seating up to 315 people. They use nano seam technology with a more powerful 7.1 surround system, delivering more than 30,000 watts of audio. We saw 2 different shows this day. One was Ocean Odyssey and one was T-Rex. Those were considered giant screen films. They also have a couple of shows during the day that function as a planetarium, and then they have one time in the middle of the day that features the full dome. The giant screen films that we're showing here was pretty much like 90% of the dome though. So either on the website, the app, or they have paper pamphlets, you can check the daily schedule to see what films are playing. There's at least 5 or 6 throughout the day, and the giant screen films were 30 minutes. Most of the shows were 30 minutes each. I'll show a few highlights from Ocean Odyssey and T-Rex, but I'm sure any of the ones that they have are entertaining.
Animals ever to take flight patrolled the skies like champsosaurs, lurked in the rivers and lakes. Anzu, nicknamed Chicken from Hell, was known to brood its own eggs. But as an omnivore, it may have raided other dino nests. As an older adult herself, the days of speedy pursuit are behind her.
So that was the first floor. Now let's head up to the second floor here. They do have an exhibit that does change out a couple times a year. So I'm going to briefly show what it was previously, and then I'm going to show an update just so you have an idea of what to expect when you come in here. So previously this was Mission Astronaut, and this was because of the timing with the Artemis mission going to the moon. So a lot of different space theme stuff going on in Florida. And they make it fun and educational, a lot of interactive things things. You're learning how the astronauts live in space. So this new exhibit they just added reminds me of Museum of Illusions. If you've been to Icon Park, it's running from May to September 7th of this year. And this one's fun for all ages. Like in this one here, you see the reflection of how it actually looks like a duck. There's different illusions with lights, and then you even have a mirror maze I'll show here in a minute. And there's a lot of fun and silly photo ops. So in this small space, there's actually over 20 different illusions to interact with. I would check the Science Center website just to see what current exhibit is going on, because it really depends when you're visiting, but there's always something to do in this space. And if you don't visit by September when this exhibit is over with, I highly recommend checking out the Museum of Illusions, which we have a video on at Icon Park. I will link that down below. But the kids had a lot of laughs in here.
Give us some high five.
That is weird.
Let me do it.
What in the world? Yeah.
We'll sit on like normal if you want. Or hang from it.
So this was our silly picture from the sideways house. That was pretty cool. And then they have this mirror maze. We've done a few mirror mazes like at Ripley's, believe it or not, but this one was actually a little bit more tough and fun just because of the lighting effects.
No.
No? There's a bunch of buddy boys over here.
Oh yeah.
Oh look, come here, come here. Buddy boy, smile at me. You're like, see, are my teeth glow in the dark? So back behind the changing exhibit, it usually remains the same here. There's a few different flying games. You can make paper airplanes. Even in the back, you can build your own coaster. They have all sorts of different challenges for the whole family. A lot of it is to do with balance or building. And also on this floor, just right outside of this room, there's a little coffee shop where we've gotten some smoothies, coffees, and they have little snacks that you can purchase. But I would recommend bringing your own because you're going to save money, of course. There is another theater down here on the second floor. It's not as big as the Dome, but they do play different movies, and some of them are 3D. The Orlando Science Center is great for all ages, but I believe it's designed between 6 to 12-year-olds. My daughter, who is almost 12, doesn't do as many as the activities as she used to do, but she does like to see the animals, and she likes to see some of the films. And I will show coming up on the Hive, there's some things for bigger kids to do too. And just showing briefly this was an Animal Kingdom film, and it's about 20 minutes long and in 3D. Check out the schedule to see all the options. Sometimes they play actual movies here too. And I'll show a few highlights, but I definitely recommend checking out Kaboom, which is an awesome science show.
It's gonna look pretty cool in the dark.
We got a flamethrower in 3, 2, 1.
Version of the show, our hydrogen balloon. In 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1.
And also on the second floor, they have the Four Roots Cafe. So this is really the only spot to get actual food like pizza, wraps, sandwiches, salads. The last visit though, we ended up bringing our own tuna salad just to save some money. The food is okay. I thought it was kind of bland. They supposedly use organic products, which is great. It just doesn't have a lot of flavor. We do have a video on some of the best places to eat in Orlando. I would recommend going to one of those. I'll link down below rather than eating here if possible. And on the third floor now is the Hive. This is great for older kids. They have some really cool things always going on here. As of right now, they have signups for wood burning, and you have to go in time to get a little piece of paper and come back. But this was the first time the kids got to do it. Of course, you have to be a certain age and have some parental guidance, but it was really cool. My kids both really enjoyed it, and they still have it in their room. I love it.
Pumpkin. It's super cool.
I'm gonna go back there every day.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, on the 4th floor, there is a lot to do inside here too, so we're gonna start with the dino exhibit. Over here they have giant dinosaur fossil replicas, they have different sea creatures, and then in the glass they have actual real fossils, and a lot of them are found in Florida. At Christmas time, they put up lights inside here, which looks really cool. They have like a little show going on every so often. But definitely take the time to look inside the glass and see real fossils that they have. We haven't done this yet, but there's a flight lab to the left here, and then there's a giant screen up ahead where kids can pretend like dinosaurs are attacking them. My kids love that for so long. But this is just one of the big rooms inside here. We're gonna show the other room here next. Personally, I just like the Science Center because it's fun, educational, it gets away from the heat because it's inside, and it's something different than just the theme parks. It's not as busy either as Disney. To the right is a lab where there's self-guided experiments, and then you have this little news area where you can pretend you're on the news. You can learn about different weather. It talks about temperature and pressure, how tornadoes form, and there's also a discovery stage here that I'll put a couple of clips up of some shows that we've seen. Sometimes they have the Pokemon show up here, and sometimes they have it on the 2nd floor, but definitely recommend checking that out too. One show was the power of Pokemon, talking about electricity, and the other one was talking about basically how astronauts live up in space and get up there with the rockets.
Take the pressure out so they should blow up.
Do you see anything happening to the balloons?
They're expanding.
They're expanding. They are slowly, but they are expanding because there's more pressure inside of the balloon because we're taking the pressure out of. It'll be amazing. All right, now. Oh,
There goes one.
we got one of them. Who was that? Was that Jimmy? Which one was that? Bob? That was Bob. There goes. All right, look out. It worked up there on the screen. That's all that matters.
By identifying all of these Pokemons, going through their special powers, and we're going to talk about the science of each of them. Who's that Pokemon? Fantastic. I love it. Okay, this is Zubat. Let's take a look at that Pokedex entry. So bats in real life don't have the ability to see very well, but they do have, just like Zubat, large ears, and the ability to do something called echolocation. What I'm going to need you to do is hold the end of this light bulb just like this. Fantastic. I'm going to point this in your direction, and it is going to do something special. All right, so just hold on nice and tight for me. In 3, 2, 1. Just like that. So, you don't feel anything, do you? Not at all. Exactly. I'm not even touching it. You can...
To eat venomous snakes. She is non-venomous. I would not be outwardly holding her in front of everybody. Perfect. And we're going to do one at a time. Perfect. I love your guys' Pokemon shirts.
One thing I did forget to mention is on the 2nd floor, there's going to be a kids zone area that has a lot of different playgrounds. So if you have toddlers, this is a great spot to go, either when you come in or before you leave. It's near the entrance and exit. They have this cute little Orange Grove playroom, and they even have a little shopping area. You can pretend to buy groceries. Sometimes they have the fruit there, I've noticed, and sometimes they don't, so it depends on the day. In the next room, they have this huge playground for younger and slightly older kids. You can play tag or hide and seek in this area, and there's places to sit. And my son loves this water area. They have the little aprons that you can wear to help not splash too much. There's some areas you can build these little coasters to. They have these little chutes that you can put the fabric in. It sucks it up those pipes and drops it back down. And again, more building. They also have a smaller section next to this for even slightly younger toddlers, but this area is great for a variety of ages. And right next to the exit, you're gonna have a gift shop, which I recommend checking out still. They have some pretty unique things in here. Personally, I like the little science experiments, and they have some rocks and gemstones. They have all kinds of books and plushies. They have sensory toys, some knockoff Lego sets. They've got some apparel. And if you plan on coming often, the membership isn't bad. It's around $200 for a family membership. If you're going more than twice in a year, it's definitely a good value. There's so much to do in Orlando besides the theme park, so I will put our playlist in the description of what all there is to do. Click either of these 2 videos next. The top one are our must-dos at Kennedy Space Center as a family, and the bottom one is 15 attractions of things to do off of International Drive. Thank you so much for watching.